This is the Rebel Call channel. Welcome to today's show. A lot of people have asked me to cover a new music video by Justin Timberlake called No Angels, but really it should be called Fallen Angels because the video, of course, as always with these people, is filled with demonic possession and all sorts of what they call Easter eggs, or you could see the connection between vampires, human sacrifice, and a certain group of people that we have to be very careful talking about. So Justin Timberlake, if you don't know, if you actually think that Justin Timberlake is organically famous, well, there's lots of things that obviously show us that that's not the case. Justin Timberlake is one of these children who came through Disney mind control programming. This is what happens at Disney. It happens at Nickelodeon. These kids don't become big famous stars because they have such talent at 5 years old. They're groomed. They are initiated in secret societies. They are full on practicing Satanists and witches at a young age, and then they're thrown out into the world to become social influencers to influence the behavior of young teenagers, and even in some cases, older teenagers, and even young adults. So Justin Timberlake, like Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Ryan Gosling, still people that we see around today who have a large influence over their audience. A lot of young kids grew up watching Justin Timberlake on the Mickey Mouse Club and then started to listen to him in NSYNC. And then now a lot of these people are in their 30s and 40s and they're raising their children that way. And that's how this whole thing works. Listening to the same music, listening to the same things and watching the same things that they watched as children and passing it on. All of these people are getting indoctrinated with occult ideologies, and I'll show it to you right now in this video. But if you didn't know, Justin Timberlake, of course, we've seen him on the cover of The Hollywood Reporter, doing all-seeing eye symbolism. If it doesn't get much more obvious than this one, Justin Timberlake magic, right? I can't imagine what magic he's referencing. Oh, right, black magic. And that's why you see him doing the 666 right over his eyes. My personal favorite is the Justin Timberlake experience where he flat out is doing the all-seeing eye symbolism and showing us that he was a failed optometrist as he's doing an eye exam. I mean, how much more obvious can this stuff get? And even Justin Timberlake's book, Hindsight, all the things I can't see in front of me, of course, again, doing all-seeing eye symbolism. So let's take a look at his video, which is called No Angels. If anybody wants to check it out and make themselves vomit, I'll try to spare you that by just showing you some screenshots from it. But you can see Justin Timberlake, and again, a lot of people out there think that the theme of this is from the movie Blade, which is about vampires, but it's a lot deeper than that. It's not just copying a movie which actually has scenes that are very similar to this that take place in a club, because this actually takes place in, you guessed it, a temple. That's right, a temple. So we see him pulling up outside of a temple, and I'm not sure if it's a Masonic temple or it's a different kind, because we could see Justin Timberlake standing up, looking down at the crowd here at the supposed club. But right behind him, I see a symbol that looks oddly familiar. It's a six-pointed star. Yeah, a six-pointed star. What do we know about the six-pointed star? Well, we know all about the six-pointed star. And the six-pointed star's affiliation with really the occult. Although most people have been indoctrinated to believe that it's actually the Star of David. But if you look closer into how black magic works, the six-pointed star, which some people call a hexagram, or the unicursal hexagram, which is used by Aleister Crowley, is a symbol used very significantly in practicing black magic rituals, ones that, of course, involve human sacrifice. So it's not a coincidence that this is the location that was chosen, because as I show you as we move along in the video, it'll become clearer and clearer. And in fact, they even give us more confirmation, because as he's walking through the temple floor, which has been converted into some type of a club, you can even see them showing it on the floor around him using laser beams, or whatever you want to call it, projections onto the floor. So in addition to that, we see Justin Timberlake right in front of that symbol, that six-pointed star, holding up what we've been told is the peace sign. Okay, and the people out there don't realize that it is not the peace sign. It is an occult symbol. It has dual meaning in the occult, as do most symbols. And the peace symbol is what we've been told that this actually means. But they don't realize that it's actually the Nero cross. And I've covered this many times. The origins of the peace symbol, not the hand gesture peace symbol as much as the actual peace sign that we see all the time, is part of the initiation into Satanism, when they accept Satan as God, they have to denounce Jesus Christ. So they're handed a cross, right? So visualize this. They then turn the cross upside down and they break the arms off of the cross, thus forming the peace sign, the upside down broken cross, or some call it the Nero cross. Now, the V sign itself, the V sign that you see with the peace hand symbol, has a lot of different meanings to it because it ties into Freemasonry. It also ties into Adam Weishaupt of the Illuminati and the Law of Fives, as well as the Vulcan sign. Some of you may know the Vulcan sign from Star Trek, where they hold up the hand and they make a V symbol. This is a Vulcan sun deity. This has to do, of course, with Freemasonry and Tubal Cain. He is the Vulcan of the pagans. In Masonry, Tubal Cain is the name of the password for the master mason, and the V for Vulcan, the sun deity. The festival in honor of him was called the Vulcania, in which human sacrifices were offered. And as always, these signs and symbols all originate back to paganism, which is really just a flattering word for Satanism and occult worship. They like to call it paganism because they want you to think that what they're doing is worshiping the weather and the leaves and the trees. They worship Lucifer. So as the video progresses, Justin Timberlake's making his way through the temple/club, and he's met by, I don't know what gender this thing is, but he's met by a ghoul. And the ghoul and him start to dance, and the ghoul decides to scratch him on the face. And after the ghoul, the demon, scratches him on the face, then we see blood. And of course, blood is what these things live and feed off of, the blood of human beings, right? And we could see all of these demons in the club suddenly become demonically possessed, right? We even see the thing throwing up the upside down devil horns, and we see actual wings coming out of this thing, showing us that it's a demon, it's demonically possessed. One might even say that it's supposedly representing Lucifer itself. And then, of course, the black goo just starts coming out of the mouth. And it's important to note that they love black goo, and I'll show you how much they love black goo in a minute. Justin Timberlake is now covered in black goo, while everybody in the club is just having a blood baptism. They're all being bathed in blood and throwing up devil horns. And of course, some people see this and think it's an ode to the film Blade. But there's no coincidence that we're talking about vampirism while they're inside of this temple with a six-pointed star, because that's where all of this demon possession and satanic worship originates from, because of this thing called the libel. You may have heard of it. It's the origins of where vampirism is from. It comes from a certain quote-unquote superstition, which is actually true, where a certain group of people who in their teachings are taught to commit human sacrifice, are taught to commit all these disgusting acts with children. All of the teachings, of course, tie into the Aleister Crowley's teachings in black magic and Freemasonry, which tie into this red bracelet that you'll see a lot of them wearing, which ties into the Kabbalah. Excuse me, I had a sneeze, which is a word that you're not allowed to say because you can't expose the origins. So they didn't deliberately choose this theme with vampires and put it in a temple for no reason, for some random reason. It's obviously strategically done. And of course, the black goo doesn't just represent demonic possession. It represents transformation. And we know a lot of people have transformed themselves because they've taken a certain black goo substance into their body. So is it a coincidence that it's occurring in a temple? Of course not. Is it a coincidence that these people are bathing in blood and turning into demons in front of our eyes in the video, and that black goo is incorporated? Now, what do people think this black goo is? I wonder what the kids on the street think when they see this black goo over and over and over again. Do they think it's some type of original artistic expression? Because I could show you right now, and I will, how many times we've seen the black goo used, right? It's been used in Fortnite for the kids. They haven't figured it out yet. With the transformation and the rebirth, it's been used by Barfbag, Billie Eilish, it's been used by Lady Gaga. Well, why do I even have to say it? Let me just show you. Here's just a few clips, just a few off the top of my head from movies like Venom and Lucy, referencing Lucifer, and Lady Gaga, and all these celebrities who just are obsessed, apparently, with black ink, right? That's because this has to do with everything going on in today's world, with transforming and changing what human beings are.
Can't commit to anything but a crime. Leaders on vacation and invite them. Hills burn in California. Quiet
afraid you won't survive.
Some cells inside me will fight and defend their integrity till the very end.
Luke, the computer, it's moving.
What the hell are you?
I am Venom. You did not find us. We found you. Think of yourself as my bride.
You gonna eat anybody else?
Most likely. Is why we are here. Cooperate, and you might just survive.
And don't make me have to give it back to academics. You had it when you thought you had me slipping at the telly. Even he ain't spitting like this on his last shit. Oh, you better go back and live. Revenge is the best medicine. Increase the dose from least to most and then tell the great. What? Piss and moan, but I'm not gonna fall.
So again, in alchemy, we see black goo, the association between black goo and demonic possession. And that's what they're showing you here. And this is why they keep showing it to you over and over and over again. Now, this has everything to do with the actual fallen angels. So the fact that it's called no angels is a mockery, really. It's mocking Christianity, and it's glorifying the fallen ones, and the fallen ones' technology, and the fallen ones who are in control of the minds of the masses. And what's bothers me the most about everything that's going on, really, with these people is the fact that they're not letting it be a fair fight. These false idols, these people who are being pushed into fame and fortune and having influence over everyone out there aren't allowing God's word to be delivered to other people. They aren't allowing people like me to reach people to show them who these things really are and what they're really showing you. It's not a fair fight, but Satan is ultimately a loser, and so are his followers and his minions that are going to battle with him. These people are only famous because they worship Lucifer, who is the father of lies, but also the god of this world, as told to us in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4. Satan, who is the god of this world, has blinded the minds of those who don't believe. They are unable to see the glorious light of the good news. They don't understand this message about the glory of Christ, who is the exact likeness of God. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the spiritual war. So they're showing you this stuff and nobody's asking questions, right? We see the affiliation with Justin Timberlake and the occult going all the way back to his childhood, which obviously, when these people are groomed at a young age, it's very, of course we'll all have sympathy for somebody who's born into this, but God gave us all free will. These people can break away and they choose not to break away. And any of them that choose to break away, you'll see them removed from the public eye. You'll see them slandered in the public eye. And all we've seen with Justin Timberlake is him get promoted, achieve more fame, achieve more money, achieve more power on earth, which is fine because we all know that that's pointless and worthless in the long run. But he hasn't tried to break away. In fact, all he's trying to do is pass this occult worship on to the people that follow and listen to him. So he's just as guilty as his parents are, who raised him inside of this and then passed him off to Disney and the CIA to be groomed into what he is today. So Justin Timberlake, of course, showing you the obvious, but the things that people really need to see is why that location was chosen with that 6-pointed star and why the theme of the video had everything to do with demonic possession, blood, and black goo, which is the common theme that we see today in Hollywood being pushed onto the masses who don't think any further than they just go, hey, they must like, what do they like, the color black? What do they like at home? They're playing with their pens and they're breaking them in half and they're just dumping the ink on themselves. I mean, the repetition should free your mind from what this stuff is. It's not art. It's conditioning. And they're showing you and revealing to you via universal law and free will exactly what they're doing to you, and no one's paying attention to it. I thank you for being here. Hope you're all doing well. God bless you as always and your families.